And then I'll make sure that everyone is muted. And then if you have any questions at all, you can always just unmute yourself and ask. What a great group. This is awesome. Okay, cool. So as we move through constructive, getting ready into our space, you can start the music now as well if you would like. I'll start it so I'm with you guys. So finding the space on your mat, allowing for you to feel comfortable. As you inhale, you're filling up the body, rising in the chest, filling up the lungs. And then when you exhale, you feel a bit heavier. I'll turn it up. Inhale, fill up the belly. And exhale, let it go. You can bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. I like to focus on placing my more dominant hand, whether that be the right or the left, on either the heart or the belly to send extra love, extra energy to either your heart space or to your gut intuition. We'll do a bit of controlled breathing to start. So as you inhale, breathe for the count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause. Now come back into your normal breath. Starting from the tip of your head, do a body scan all the way down to the tips of your toes. Checking in with the space between your brow, the muscles near your temple, and the fronts of your ears. Checking in with your jaw, checking to see if it's clenched. Maybe removing the tongue from the roof of your mouth, relaxing the central nervous system. Checking into the neck, the throat, your shoulders. Coming down into the biceps, the elbows, the forearms, the hands. Coming down into the chest, the belly, and your back space. Into the hips, the glutes, your knees, your calves, and into the toes. Find a deep inhale. Exhale. I've been reading a book called Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday. I came across a chapter that really spoke to me, especially during these times. It's called Bathe in Beauty. In the face of the sublime, we feel a shiver, something too large for our minds to encompass. And for a moment, it shakes us out of our smugness and releases us from the death-like grip of habit and vanillity. A quote from Robert Greene. Within this chapter, it talks about how even though things around you may be falling apart or may have a sense of sadness, sense of stress, you can always turn to nature and allow for the beauty that nature naturally provides to you to be a centering space for you. There's a quote by Anne Frank that she had written, and it says, "Beauty remains even in misfortune. If you just look for it, you discover more and more happiness and regain your balance." So as we move through our practice today, I invite for you to set an intention. Set a reason as to why you've shown up onto your space, a reason as to why you've moved this evening, whether that be for yourself, for something you may have been working on, for someone who may need it from you, or to focus on having that bathing in beauty concept. Finding the nice simplicity of this nature and all that it has to provide for you. And allow for that to recenter you. Find a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, start to reach the legs out long. Reach the arms up overhead. Find a good morning stretch. Make yourself as long as possible. Reach up from the tips of your fingers down to the tips of your toes. Now walk your feet with keeping your back flat onto the earth. Walk your feet over to the right side of your space. And then walk your hands, maybe pick up your shoulders over to the right side like you're making a banana with the side of your side body. So you can breathe into your left side ribs, keeping both ribs or shoulders down onto the earth. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, come back through center. And start to make your way over to the left, bringing the feet over to the left corner, and then your hands over to the left corner, maybe picking up your shoulders, finding an inhale, filling up the right side body. Exhale. Inhale, come back through center. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock and roll your knees from side to side, giving the low back a bit of a massage. And then once you feel like you've gotten enough momentum, shift your knees over to the left side of your space for supine twist. You can maybe press the feet into the floor, shift your hips over to the right side, allowing for your hips to stack. Or wherever you are, allow for your shoulders to lay heavy onto the earth. Maybe focus your gaze to the right side. Find a deep breath in and exhale. Inhale, come back up through center, maybe stamping the feet into the ground, then shifting the hips over to the left. And as you exhale, drop the knees over to the right side. Maybe focusing your gaze to the left, keeping the eyes closed or soft. Inhale, come back up through center. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock and roll the length of your spine until you come up into a seat. You can take a couple of times to rock and roll so that you're able to massage the muscles along the sides of your spine. When you find yourself in a comfortable seat, maybe remove the goodness from underneath your sit bones. And then when you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the right. So place one hand on your knee, one hand on your back, towards your back behind you. As you inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head. And exhale, twist, focus the gaze towards the back of your space. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back up through center, but keep the left hand planted onto the right knee. And then take your right arm up and overhead. Find a nice rainbow with your right hand. Sinking down into the right hip so you're able to stay connected onto the earth. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, cross the arm, grab for the left knee with your right hand, and then cat your back. So round through the back, tuck your chin in towards your chest. You can maybe press your knees away from you so you're able to grasp harder onto the knees with your hands, and then opening up the backs of your shoulder blades. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Release the hands, and then inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the left, placing one hand on the knee, one hand at the small of your back. Find a breath in, create length in your spine, and then exhale, focus your gaze towards the back of the room. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back up through center, keep the right hand planted. Send the left arm up and overhead for a side body stretch. Keep the left hip down onto the earth. Feel your breath in your left side ribs. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hand onto the right knee, and then come back through center, cat through the back. Grasping harder onto the knee, maybe sending the knees closer to the floor, tucking the chin, and then opening up the back body. Send your breath into your back ribs. Inhale. Exhale, start to release. Plant your hands onto the earth and come into tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And then when you inhale, flip the tailbone up to the sky, sink down through the belly, shine through the chest, drag the head up for cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round through the back, press the floor away, then tuck the chin underneath you, angry cat. Compartmentalizing this pose, inhale, flip the tailbone up to the sky, then sink down through the belly, rise through the collarbones, and then bring the head up, cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round through the back, broaden through the shoulder blades, and then lastly, drag the head down, angry cat. You can move through cat-cow, linking your breath to your movement at your own breath pace. You can add in any other organic movements, such as making your hips from side to side when you're in one pose and then the other. You can jump rope your chest in one direction and then the other. You can come to and from child's pose. Your hips are a little bit more tight. You can maybe come to and from child's pose. Your forearms and your wrists need a bit of love. You can flip your hands so that your fingertips are facing towards your knees, and then maybe rock forward and backwards, side to side. But the beautiful thing about cat-cow at the beginning of our practice is that we get the opportunity to link our breath to our body, to our movement. So as we move between each pose, mindfully find your breath and allow for that to carry you through your practice. Once you feel like you are complete, come into a flat tabletop. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, plant the right shoulder down onto the earth. You can take your left hand, keep it at your face, or you can walk your fingertips towards the front of your mat. Bring your hips back in space and then over to the right side. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, start to bring the hand back towards the face. And as you inhale, shine the right arm up to the sky, press down through the left hand. Exhale, plant the hand down onto the earth. Inhale, send the left arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Take the shoulder, place it underneath the body, press the cheek onto the earth. Maybe walk the fingertips up towards the front of your mat. Bring your hips back in space and then over to the left side, elongating the twist. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, press down through the hands, start to make your way back towards where it was. And then as you inhale, send your left arm up to the sky, find a counter twist. And then exhale, plant the hands down onto the earth. Tuck your toes and send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. You can pedal through each one of your knees, getting open into the stretch, opening up the backs of the legs and into the hamstrings. Press down through the L parts of your fingers so you rotate your elbows, toward the pits of your elbows towards the front of your space. Focus your gaze between your two big toes. And then as you inhale, come up to your tippy toes. Find a generous bend into your knees and then press through the hands to bring your chest towards your thighs. This brings your biceps to be in line with your ears, which is exactly where you want your head space to be. Now straighten through the legs and try to send the heels as far down to the ground as you can. If your heels don't reach like mine, that's totally fine. You're always welcome to find a bit of a bend in your knees as well, if that's comfortable for you. Inhale, send the right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, low lunge at the top of your space. Plant the right foot in between your hands. Yeah. Soften the knees down to the earth. And then inhale, reach up, Anjaneyasana. Low crescent lunge. You maybe want to come back in space so that you're able to stack your hip over your back knee and then allow for your knee to be over your ankle. And then as you exhale, come deeper into the left hip flexor stretch. As you inhale, shine up through the crown of the head. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms. Try to bring the shoulders and the elbows out wide. Kind of rising into the chest. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, plant your hands down onto their mat and then toe heel your foot to the outside edge of your space. Place both hands onto the inside of your toe or inside of your foot and then sink into the hips, shine through the chest for lizard. So you're welcome to just stay here. We're going to stay active on our hands, but typically you have the option to maybe drop down onto your forearms. We'll only be here for about 3 breaths or so, so if you'd like to go to the fullest expression, you're welcome to. But maybe you can just rock from side to side, starting to open up the hips. Maybe shining through the chest. Keeping the hands where they are. Start to shine through the chest as you inhale. Exhale, half splits. So straighten through the front leg. Send the toes up to the sky. And you're rolling onto the heel. Yeah, so you want to keep your front leg as straight as you can. If you need to take a little bit of a bend in it, then that's totally fine. That's what your hamstring allows. You maybe windshield wiper your feet from side to side. But as you inhale, shine through the chest. As you exhale, maybe start to sink a little closer towards the earth. Reaching your hands out long. Find a tent in your fingertips so you can place a mini cupcake underneath your palms and it won't get squished. And then as you inhale, find a bend into your knee, come into lizard pose. Exhale, straighten through that front leg, toes to the sky, half splits. We're moving with our breath. Inhale, lizard. Exhale, half splits. One more time, inhale, lizard. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, lizard. Come active on your back foot. Make your way into a low lunge. Start to find a bit of buoyancy in your back leg. And then as you exhale, malasana, yogi squat. So take that back leg and have it so that it's in line with the right. Yeah. So you'll want to sink down into your hips like a frog. And then take your palms to your heart center, your elbows to the insides of your knees. You can use this expression to maybe press your knees away from each other so you're able to find a bigger stretch. Wherever you are, ignite your Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, and allow for that to find a little bit of extra space between your booty and the ground. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Straighten through the legs. Toe heel your feet so that they're hip width distance. Find a generous bend into your knees. Straighten through your right leg. Take a bend into your left knee, and then send your right arm up to the sky for a twist. Stacking the shoulders on top of one another. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, circle the arm down, switch sides. Find a generous bend in the right knee, and send the left arm up to the sky. Find a big breath in. Exhale, plant the hands. Take a generous bend in both knees this time. Grab for opposite elbows for a ragdoll. Let your head hang heavy. Rest your belly onto your thigh. You maybe sway from side to side. You're shaking your head yes. Shaking your head no. Release your hands. And then slowly, by stacking one vertebra on top of one another, come into standing. Your eyes closed and your hands to your heart center, your Anjali Mudra. Coming back into the intention that we set at the beginning of class. Find a deep breath in. Exhale to seal your intention. Keeping the eyes closed or soft. You're welcome to flutter them open as well. Inhale, rise up to Tadasana. Reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down through heart center and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands onto your shins. Make the number 7 with your body. So you're straight between your tailbone and the crown of your head is one line of energy. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward onto your tippy toes so your shoulders come over your wrist creases. And then exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the earth. Untuck the toes and zip the legs up so much so that your knees come up off of the earth. Now using your strong back muscles, inhale, baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Shine through the chest as you inhale. Exhale, lower. Press back up as you inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Stay for a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, come back up through center, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Find a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Soften the back knee down to the earth. Untuck the toes. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Reach the arms up overhead. Stack the shoulders over the hips. Envision if someone is a puppeteer and you are the puppet. Someone's pulling your string up and out of the crown of your head, lengthening through the spine. And then as you exhale, sink deeper into the right hip flexor. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, cactus the arms. Envision trying to bring your shoulder points, the points of your shoulder blades, to be connected at the middle of your back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, plant your hands, and then toe heel your foot to the outside edge of your mat. Bring both hands to the inside of your left foot. And then sink into your right hip flexor and open up lizard pose. Like I said on the other side, you're welcome to go to the fullest expression, drop down onto the arms if that's what your body might be needing today. You're welcome to maybe even roll to the nice side edge of your front foot so that you're able to open to the outside of the hip. Nice. Great job, you guys. Inhale, start to come back up. Shine through the chest, inhale. Exhale, straighten through the leg, half splits. Send the toes up to the sky. Try to straighten the leg as much as possible. Keeping the hands out long. As you inhale, shine through the chest. Exhale, fold. Maybe windshield wiper your foot from side to side. Now keeping the reach out long, find the tent in your fingertips. And then as you inhale, lizard pose, come through center. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, lizard. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, lizard. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, lizard. Tuck the back toes, become active onto the back leg. Now get a bit of buoyancy in the legs, and then have the right foot meet the left at the top of your space, Malasana. Yogi squat. Just as you did so on the other side, press your elbows into the insides of your knees so you're able to find a bit of that extra stretch in the front part of your hips. Yeah. And then ignite your pelvic floor so you're able to find a bit of extra space in the booty, from the booty to the floor. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Toe heel your feet so that they are hip width distance. And this time, take your peace fingers, take them to the inside of your big toe. Now find a nice forward fold, having your elbows come out wide. You can take a bend in your knees if this feels comfortable. You have this variation of a forward fold, or you can take your hands, interlace them behind your back, and then shine through the chest, and then bring the palms away from the base of your hips, opening up the shoulder blades into the fronts of the shoulders. Wherever you are, release your hands back down to the earth, and then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, mountain pose. Exhale, right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Untuck the toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press back. Exhale, child's pose. Stay for an inhale. And then exhale. Inhale, come back up through center. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, lift to your tippy toes, look to the top of your space. Exhale, step or hop up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll move through some moon salutations now to start to cool down the body and get ready for the yin. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, low lunge. Soften the back knee down to the earth. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Stay for a breath in. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to your tippy toes. Roll forward like a wave into high plank. Shift your shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Inhale, baby cobra, shine through the chest. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press up. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Have your left foot meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold right back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back. Drop the knee down. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Come to your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press up. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, transition. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Have your right foot meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll move through that one more time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Bring the hands down through heart center or find a swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back. Soften the knee. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Come to the tippy toes, roll forward like a wave. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Inhale, Bhujangasana, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale to transition. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Have your left foot meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, one more side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hand, step the left foot back. Soften the knee, inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant the hand, step back, downward facing dog. Come to the tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale to transition. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Have your right foot meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sink into the comfiest chair you've sat in all day today. You're allowing for your belly to be up and away from your thighs while you're sending your weight into your heels, so much so that your toes come up off of the earth. You can place them right back down. Now sink deeper into the hips. Sink lower. Keep going. Keep going. Eventually, sinking all the way down to the floor. Navasana, boat pose. So your feet are coming up and to be parallel. Your shins are parallel with the earth. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly start to lower down onto the back. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock and roll the length of your spine so you're able to get a bit of momentum. Once you feel like you've got enough momentum, you can come through, cross your legs, plant the hands, and then come through and lower all the way down onto your belly. Yeah. So now that we're on our belly, we can take our hands and have them out at a T. Find a 90-degree bend in your right foot. And flex in the foot as well. And then when you're ready, start to roll your right foot over the body for a scorpion. So you're gonna stamp your right foot to the outside of the left side of your space. You can rest your head heavy. You can take your right hand, you can place it closer to your face. You can intensify this stretch by taking your left hand and bringing it closer towards the front of your mat. You should feel this stretch in the spine, the hips, as well as the opening of the left shoulder. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, settle. Inhale, come back through center. Reach both arms out long to a T. And then roll over onto the other side. Find that nice 90-degree bend in the left leg, and then roll over the body. Taking the hand, you can bring it in closer towards the body, maybe intensifying by walking the right hand up towards the top of our space. Inhale, start to come back through center. If you have a pillow or a cushion that is accessible and available near you, feel free to grab it at this point. I forgot to tell you about that earlier. You have it. We're moving into hug the earth pose. So we're gonna be bellies down, and then take that pillow or whichever if you want to have an extra stretch. If it's gonna be almost like a half of a frog. So you're gonna take your knee, we'll start with the left leg, knee out wide. So your belly's down, you just literally bring it out to a 90-degree angle. So if you want more intensity, you can take that pillow, place it underneath you, and then have the knee rested on it so that it's a little bit more of a stretch. Or you can do like Jordan's doing and just use it as an actual pillow and just put it under your head. I love the concept of this pose because it's called Hug the Earth pose. And it speaks to me in a sense where you really truly feel like you're just giving the earth a big hug as you're laying here. It's very visually. Don't laugh at me. Inhale, start to make your way back towards center and then onto the other side. So taking the right leg, bringing the knee up to be hip width distance. You're welcome to just stay here where you can take that pillow or blanket that's near you and place it underneath the knee. Maybe resting the opposite cheek down this time. The beautiful thing about yin is you get the opportunity to not only open the body, find those nice stretches, but you get the opportunity to kind of quiet the mind. Inhale, start to come back through center. We'll do one more passive back bend. It'll go into Sphinx pose. So as you're laying on your belly, the concept of this is just to bring your shoulders or your elbows underneath the shoulders. You're welcome to just sit here. Just use this as a nice restorative back bend. If you want more intensity, if your back is craving for more, you can always straighten through the arms to go into full seal. If this is not calling you, which it's not calling for me right now, you can just come drop back down to Sphinx. Or if this isn't calling for you as well, you can just rest down onto the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Start to drop back down. Tuck your toes. And then send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out through each one of your knees. And then when you inhale, reach the right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, right knee to right wrist, half pigeon. You can maybe walk your left foot back in space so you can bring a little bit more of a connection with your hips towards the ground. If this pose doesn't do well for you, you're always welcome to take reclined figure four. I'll demonstrate that in just a moment. But if you're here in half pigeon, take a look over your right shoulder, allow for your hips to be square by doing this motion, and then double checking to see if the toes are in line with the heel to make sure the foot's not sickled in one direction or the other. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, drop down onto the forearms for sleeping pigeon. If this is too intense, you can always drop onto the back. Plant your left foot onto the earth and cross the right ankle over the left knee, and then bring the left knee into your chest if that allows as well. Find a flex in both feet if you do so, and then press the knee away with your elbow to find a bit more intensity. I always like to say that we do carry a lot of emotions, stresses, and tension in our hips. It makes sense because it's our largest joint near our most emotional nervous system, which is our reproductive system. Completely butchered that. Your reproductive system is near your hips, so you tend to carry a lot of emotions and stress in those areas. So a lot of times when we try to open them, they may not want to open. Or if we do get the chance to open them, there may be some emotions and some things that may be pent up in there that become brought to your attention, brought to your awareness. So if there ever is anything that comes up during this time, just find your breath. Your breath is your best friend. Envision it being like a rushing wave that clears out any of that stagnant energy, the tension that's being held there. Inhale, start to make your way back up onto your hands. Shift onto your right hip, and then bring your left foot up and out so you're in a figure four stretch. Yeah, so this heel or the sole of your right foot's the inside of your left thigh. Inhale, find a big breath in, reach up overhead. Exhale, drop the left arm, reach up and over with the right. It's like a rainbow coming from the base of your hip all the way up and out your fingertips. Maybe twisting the chest up to the sky so you're able to open up through the chest, looking up underneath the armpits. Inhale, come back up, plant the right hand back behind you. And then leading with the left hand, send your hips up to the sky for stargazer pose. So the shin of your right foot and your knee, the shin of your right leg and your knee is on the ground, as well as the base of your left foot. Yeah, so you just reach up and back, send the hips up. Sure. Or not. Take a big breath in. Exhale, circle back down. Plant both hands onto the earth. And then make your way into your last down dog of the day. Inhale, send the left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Bring the left knee to the left wrist. Maybe walk the right toes back behind you. Take a peek over your left shoulder, straightening out through the hips and checking to see if the toes are in line. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, drop down onto your forearms. Come into sleeping pigeon. Finding a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. It is better to find beauty in all places and things because it does surround us and will nourish us if we let it. The soft paw prints of a cat on the dusty trunk of a car. The hot steam wafting from the vents on a New York City morning. The smell of asphalt just as the rain begins to fall. The thud of a fist fitting perfectly into an open hand. The sound of a pen signing a contract, binding two parties together. The courage of a mosquito sucking blood from a human who can so easily crush it. A basket full of vegetables from the garden. The hard right angles that passing trucks cut out of the drooping branches of trees next to a busy road. A floor filled with child's toys arranged in the chaos of exhausted excitement. A city arranged in the same way, the accumulation of hundreds of years of spasmodic, independent development. Allowing for you to come back into your intention, the concept of bathing in the beauty. What around you are you able to find as a sense of beauty, to find connectedness? Inhale, slowly start to rise back up. Shift onto the left hip. And then take the right leg up and out like a figure four. Just as we did on the other side, maybe removing the goodness from the out underneath your hip, underneath your sit bones. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, drop the right arm, reach up and over with the left. Maybe rotating the chest up to the sky. Finding that nice line of energy from the base of your right hip crease all the way up through your pinky. Inhale, come back up. Plant the left hand back behind you. And then leading with your right hand, reach up and back, stargazer pose. So the shin, the top, and the knee on your left side is connected with the earth. And then the sole of your right foot is connected down, legs straight. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, drop back down. Come into a straddle. So we're going to take our legs out wide. You can take that pillow or that blanket that you just had, and you're welcome to maybe use that as a bit of a cushion as you start to lower down, but we're only going to be here for about 6 to 7 breaths. So when you find the flex in your feet, find the angle as to what feels most comfortable in your body. You want to focus on the insides of the thighs. So if this is too intense, you can always drop the legs in and focus on reaching more forward. The further in your legs are, the more you start focusing on the hamstrings when you want to target the insides of the legs. So finding the point that's most comfortable to you. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, with a flat back, start to roll onto the roll through the pelvis forward. And then once you feel like you can't go anymore, drop the hands down and try to keep that back flat. Maybe finding the flex in the feet. Find a deep breath in. Now start to round into the back and just notice the difference between those two poses. Finding the flat back or the roundness. And whichever one feels best for you, go back to that. Inhale, start to make your way back up onto your hands. Bring your feet, maybe a little bit of help. Bring your feet in by maybe grabbing the backs of your knees, a little bit of help for butterfly. We're gonna have our soles of our feet together. Knees down. We'll wanna find a bit of space in our hips, so maybe rock from side to side. And as you inhale, reach up. Exhale, start to fold forward. We want to keep the feet in as close to our body for this first variation as we can. We can go right into rolling the spine on this pose. You need extra help to maybe start to press down with the hands onto the knees to open up the insides of the hips. Inhale, slowly start to roll back up. Now this time, take your feet about 6 inches, maybe a foot away from you, depending on how intense you want the stretch. Further away the feet are, the more intense it is on the outside of the hips. So inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, start to fold forward. Maybe tucking the chin. Inhale, start to come back up. Reach the legs out long. Just do a quick forward fold. So you remove the goodness underneath your sits bones. Find a big breath in, reach up. Exhale, fold. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Inhale, slowly start to rise back up. Plant both feet onto the earth, and then slowly start to roll your back down to the earth below. Bring your right knee into your chest. Find a flex in your right foot, and then allow for your foot to be pressed up to the ceiling. Now reach from the inside of your knee for the outer knife side edge of your feet for half happy baby. You can maybe rock from side to side. Be straighten through that top leg. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, cross that right leg over the body, supine twist. Allow for both shoulders to stay heavy onto the earth. Maybe focus your gaze towards the right side of your space. Inhale, come back through center. Bring both knees into your chest. Draw little circles in a clockwise and counterclockwise motion with your knees, massaging out the low back. Now keep your left knee into your chest. Extend your right leg long. Find that flex in that top foot. Bring it so it's parallel with the ceiling, and then grab for the outside edge of your left foot with your hand for a half happy baby. You can maybe rock from side to side. Maybe straighten through that leg, opening up the hamstring. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, cross over the body, supine twist. Like for your shoulders to stay heavy, concrete onto the earth. Maybe focusing your gaze, closing or keeping the eyes soft, over toward the left side. Letting gravity do its work by pressing the left leg towards the floor. Inhale, come back up through center. Wrap your arms around your shins. Give yourself the biggest hug that you've given or received all day today. Find a deep breath in, fill up the space. Exhale, Shavasana. Send the legs out long. Reach the arms out long. Let the toes naturally splay towards the outside edges of your mat. Maybe pick up your shoulders and drop them away from the ears. Rock your head from side to side. Find that soft spot on the base of your skull. Maybe furrow and unfurrow your brow. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Find a deep breath in. Exhale, Shavasana. We'll be doing a focused meditation as we move through our Shavasana today. So envision a really bright yellow light coming up at the crown of your head. This beautiful sunlight is just growing and radiating, and eventually starts to drip a nice ray of sunshine down through the crown of your head, filling up from your toes all the way to the top of your head. So as it's coming down and into the body, it's filling up your pinky toe, your ring toe, your third toe, your second toe, your big toe, the arch of your foot, the top of your foot, your ankle, your shin, your knees, your quads, your glutes, your pelvis, the hips, the belly, coming up into the chest, filling up your back, all the way up into the shoulders, and then drooping down to fill your thumbs, your ring fingers, your middle finger, your index finger, your pinky finger, through the palms, the wrist, forearms, the elbows, the biceps and the triceps, up into your shoulders, your upper back, your neck, your throat, filling up into your jaw, up to the nose, the ears, past the eyebrows, forehead, the crown of your head. Feel all of it relax. In the face of the sublime, we feel a shiver, something too large for our minds to encompass. And for a moment, it shakes us out of our smugness and releases us from the death-like grip of habit and vanillity. Start to deepen your breath, feeling the rising and the falling of your chest. Run your thumb along each one of your finger pads. Reach your arms up overhead. Find a good morning stretch. Maybe find circles in your wrists, in your ankles. Make yourself as long as possible from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Gently start to roll over onto one side. Maybe using your arm as a pillow for your head. Finding yourself in the limbo of what has been and what is to come. Fetal pose allows for rebirth after Shavasana Corpse pose is the death of this practice. Fetal pose allows for what you've moved for and what you have breathed for today to be applied into your everyday life. We're allowing yourself to find that bathe in beauty concept to keep you grounded. Gently start to make your way up into a seat with your eyes closed and your hands to your heart center, your Anjali Mudra. The Anjali Mudra signifies the joining of the right and the left side, the joining of the mind and the body. So if you ever find that you do feel a sense of ungroundedness, you can always find yourself here. We'll seal our practice together with one collective breath together as if we have one lung. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your thumbs up towards your third eye center, the space between your brow, your center of wisdom. Thank you so much for being here to move for yourself. The light and the love in me honors and adores the light and the love in each and every one of you. With gratitude, I bow forward. Namaste. Thanks again, y'all.